Hello, we are in to the TvT now. It's gonna be on Galactic Process to start things off. This is the winners semifinals, which is really 3 matches away from potentially winning, assuming you win all your matches, that is, and don't get sent to losers brackets. Losers bracket still going on about the same as I last updated you guys. Of course, you can check out the brackets yourself. Exclamation point bracket.
And for those curious about the finals, because we kind of left that off. Oh, the dick butt stopped syncing up to my mouth. Ah, there we go. Well, I have to make it go really big. Fuck it. There's still a cast tomorrow, so anything that doesn't get covered today will be covered in tomorrow's matches, and that will probably be pretty short in comparison to today. But only one spot available. Lots of games to be played and a lot of matches to determine who gets that one spot.
Yep. In the top right, start off this best of 3 as I go into game. There you go. It is the blue Terran MajOr.
And spawning opposite is going to be the red Terran opponent, uThermal, aka uThermal.
The weird decal.
What is that? Looks like Naniwa's face or something zoomed in.
Maybe it is. It actually looks like Vibe to me. Or Naniwa.
Maybe Vibe? Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't realize there's facial hair on it, so I don't know.
I don't know. Thank you to Marlo Stanfield for the 16-month resub.
Yo, I'm really sad. I don't want to give it away, but no one's figured out the secret Holy Moly hacker donation yet. Oops, did I just let everyone know there was one? My bad.
What even was that? I'm not even sure.
Well, I don't want to say it.
But I don't even know. Okay, well, you guys will figure it out.
Your life just must not be worth living anymore.
It's really not. Alright, so we have 2 racks coming out from uThermal. Sounds about right on Galactic Process, even in a TvT, or especially in a TvT. uThermal, or MajOr rather, is going to scout this, because, you know, not scouting in a TvT is risky, especially if you're going to plan on going for 1 racks expand. If you're not going to go for a 1-base build, scout, and that might save your life. That just might save a child.
Well, I don't know about a child.
Yeah, I don't know
unless
about
you're
that.
feeling like a baby, but the thing about the scout that's kind of important is you do, I think especially with both of these players, particularly in mind, have to worry about the Reaper builds. There's some Terran players who will bust it out once in a while, but generally tend towards playing macro. There's even some BC, for example, who've been prioritizing things like mech. But nobody wants to lose to not scouting that second barracks. Nobody wants to lose because you've just barely 1 Reaper short and game snowballed off of that.
Yeah. Well, it's not a super dedicated 3 racks proxy Reaper rush, which might have killed MajOr as he was going for an expand build. It's still pressure, and it's going to be followed up with, you guessed it, more pressure in the factory, and probably a starport eventually. So MajOr's going to have to play safe, as you can see, not sending the Reaper across. uThermal not sending it across either yet. There we go. Thanks to Cuddly Scorpion for the 2-month resub.
2 months of stinging us while we try to cuddle.
Ow. He's so cuddly, but he's so poisonous. Venomous? I don't know. So the Reapers are going to come in now, and there's
Flammable?
2 Reapers and a Marine, but on the high ground, so that usually works out better for the person on the high ground. Yep. Sounds about right. uThermal cannot just give away these units willy-nilly. He does want to try and get at least 1 decent attack in here, one that, you know, has grenades going in his favor, or the Hellion going in his favor, something like that. Fortunately, this is not that attack. Starport's going to find themselves to be about even, and you consider that uThermal went for the second barrack so quickly, and a lot of gas goes into Reapers. Makes sense that MajOr's able to kind of catch up on that, plus have a CC, so basically uThermal's in a lot of trouble here. Unless MajOr makes a mistake, and he definitely could, you know, going down on the low ground, so the grenades that work against him. If he leaves at any point, you know, Reapers come back in. It could be bad news, but uThermal's going to try and force the issue going up a ramp against very similar units. I'm not sure how well it's going to work out for him. It's not so bad, but he's still not breaking the main, which is a problem. The Viking, because he was expecting either a Liberator follow-up or even a medevac would be scary, but the point is Viking kind of covers your entire base, as well as landed, adds a little bit of something. And this has been held. uThermal, I don't even know what he does beyond this. His Liberator is going to be... There it is. His Liberator is going to be denied by the Viking pretty easily, and I don't know. This is a pickle. Maybe if uThermal keeps him like literally off the base, off the mining long enough, he can recover. But he just spent more of his minerals and more Reapers and a Banshee and Cloak. It's really all in on one base here.
Reapers do get cleaned, or that Reaper gets cleaned up on the other side of the map. Shout out to Squeetus! Squeetus! This is yeah, uThermal. So I think I know who he's cheering for.
Squeetus sounds like the name of a dick butt. Okay. Like,
Squeetus does sound like Dick Butt's second uncle or something. Like Uncle Squeetus. It's like a dick butt that has like one of those like hats on.
yeah.
Oh, it's front of the base getting really crazy. A couple of grenades getting chucked out, but I mean, it's mostly all about the Hellions at this point.
Yeah. The Liberator is able to get a couple SCVs, but more importantly, some pretty fresh mules. As MajOr just clicked SSV to send him across.
These grenades are not worth the Hellion shots that uThermal's taking, but at the same time, that landed Viking ends up being the kind of clutch here for MajOr. If the Raven ever gets enough energy for another auto turret, that'll be huge. Both players pretty dedicated to this. Both players in that same situation where they're stuck, unable to take another base. I really like what MajOr did, though, blocking it out. So even if uThermal did have the opportunity, the freedom to take that command center earlier, he wouldn't have been able to. Yeah.
The Banshee might be a surprise, especially the Viking has to land. No, actually, it wouldn't even be a surprise. MajOr's Reaper scouted it. Still, though, I mean, like, Banshee, Cloak or not, Viking or not, it survives for a little while, right? And it does a lot of damage, so it can KO, like, a very important unit, such as MajOr's own Reaper. He's out of Reapers now. Or MajOr's tank. If he doesn't respond immediately, that might be worth target firing to trade out and then running up the ramp. It can be a good unit. It could also just sneak behind enemy lines. There's no missile turrets, so the Viking... you know, maybe out here, not where it's supposed to be. Could get a lot of SCVs. Or none. Or nothing. Missile turret's gonna be done soon. Timing is missed. That's unfortunate. This Banshee not gonna do anything either. Oh god. Surprise tactics do not work out. Oh, this is only a surprise though, in a different way. Surprise on the ground. Auto turret helps out a little bit, but the tank covers the Marines just barely enough. Yeah, the units are kind of injured here. Banshee ends up getting 3 workers. Another Banshee on the way. uThermal has his own CC down. MajOr still up about 9 workers, however. Probably looking better for him. Oh god! Now he's gonna lose it. Oh, okay, should have lost it. It trades out the Marines, but 2 tanks now, and the Hellion Reaper combo cannot deal with that. So now the problem for uThermal is not just that he's down 7 workers, and down to 3rd CC apparently, as MajOr starts his. It's that his army is less and worse. Hellions and Reapers are no longer going to cut it, and there's not even that many of them. uThermal has been in a bad position for a very long time. He's had almost great ideas to bring him back. And MajOr's almost slipped up to allow it to happen, but this never quite working out. MajOr looks pretty darn great.
Yeah, I really like that he was able to... I mean, it started in the early game with that one Viking on the low ground, but keep his Viking count high enough that even just 3 now is too much to deal with. I mean, let's assume for a second uThermal was... Like, what could he do against 3 Vikings? You can't bring your Medivacs in, you can't swap them and go for, like, some Liberator clutch. You can't go for your own Vikings because if you start them too late, MajOr's going to keep producing them and stay ahead. There's just so much he gets from having those 3 units of control.
Yeah. This combo will devastate a regular game in a regular army, but it's definitely going to devastate whatever uThermal has, which is not much. He tries to counterattack, but 2 tanks still covering back at home. He can get stim. He's gonna get stim.
GG.
That's it.
I mean, it's a little bit anticlimactic because once you get ahead to a point, there really is not a lot to be done about it. So, unfortunately, uThermal will take that loss.
Yeah. Happens though. Sometimes your one base build doesn't work out. Sometimes it gets you the free win. So you always see a mix of it in a best of 3. Did uThermal and MajOr play in Montreal? I don't think so. There's definitely a TvT with MajOr though, right?
Yeah, something. I think it was Major Marine Lord, wasn't it?
Or Hero Marine.
Oh, you're talking
So
about
many
Montreal. I was thinking about
Marines.
recent casts.
I don't think we've cast Major recently.
Yeah, it was. No, it was Marine Lord versus Hero Marine at DreamHack. At least that's when we cast.
Oh, we being base trade. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's the royal we in that instance.
Ah, what do you do? Yeah, they played a Corsair Cup like 2 months ago. Yeah, that was it.
Look at me, I'm Zombie Grab. I can easily type and tab out to look up this information and be useful. Just rub it in my face.
Truly privileged. Damn straight.
I bet you could do the chicken dance right now too. I can't.
Yep.
You should totally show everybody though.
Major 3-0'd Masa, that's what it was.
I'll provide the music. Da 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 da.
Nope. Nope, I already danced for the stream once. I filled my quota. I filled my quota more recently than you did.
Oh, so you are rubbing it in my face, and it feels bad.
You'll get over it.
Not as bad as my poor bones feel, but you know, I'll get over it.
You'll so get over it. Dick Butt's looking quite malicious right now.
You better shut the fuck. Wait, what?
Dick Butt looked very malicious when you were
I thought you
complaining.
said delicious.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck?
Why is malicious and delicious so close together?
I love his smile.
I love the attempt to make him 3D. I think that's what's making it look so freaky. Is that they try to make his head 3D.
The eye like doesn't stick properly.
Alright, Frost is the next map in this best of 3. Mage looking pretty strong, but only because uThermal went for a pretty risky build. Damn it, I did it again.
What?
Not tabbed into StarCraft first and then hit hotkeys. Is there a way to disable hotkeys on obs? Because I might as well. I never use them. Whatever. Alright. We're on Frost. In the bottom left, up 1. It is the blue Terran, Major.
That his opponent is that guy over there doing the thing. It's Mark.
You call him Merc? Like a mercenary?
His name Morty. It's Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, but it's spelled like M-A-R-C or something weird.
It's spelled European. Ugh.
Europeans and girls in Hollywood have a lot in common, and the fact that they spell their names weird when they don't need to. Stephanie with like 5 eyes.
That isn't the girl's fault, it's the parents' fault. Just throwing it out there, you know, they didn't name themselves Rain or West by Northwest.
Well, okay, hang on. Because celebrity is like a different tier of stupid, right? Like, that's unfair. Just straight up.
Sure.
But okay, so TvT this time around. First off, it's Frost, so I like that Major scouting. The fact that he went to the middle of the map initially, I'm not sure if this was because he wanted to try and catch uThermal's SCV that would be coincidentally scouting as well, or if he was maybe planning to put a proxy down, just hedge his bets and cut out the distance. But either way, he is gonna just scout the corners.
Yeah. So I'll remind everyone that the winner of this gets a break until tomorrow. They don't immediately go on to face Showtime. The loser goes on to the lower bracket, which is filling out, so they might not have to wait too long.
Girl going through her beauty.
Hey, that's
Accurate?
it's accurate, but hey.
Like I don't find anything offensive with it, but for some reason I'm offended.
Notable people out now would be Violet, Harsum's out, Bly's out, lost to a laser. It had to happen though. There's a lot of good players in this one.
I really want to know, because we still don't have confirmation. I PM'd somebody earlier and never got a reply. I want to know if that does disqualify them from the North American brackets, or if we'll see them tomorrow, because the North American server qualifiers are happening tomorrow as well.
Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I was wondering if anyone left is in the top 4 of the passport qualifiers, so that's why we're watching an SCV do nothing. I'm trying to look it up.
That's a good question, because that could affect like whether their standings here matter or not versus playing out those on the 24th.
Yeah, I am so close, guys. So the SCV gets a scout, but only after uThermal's army moves across the map. Gotta pay attention because there's something going on. They just hop right up in there, too. There's no wall off and his Reapers anyway, so Major's Reapers can only do so much. Hellions pop, however, in the nick of time. Talk about timing. Hey. What, an SCV? What? What were you hoping on doing?
Repairing the Hellion.
Maybe. So, okay, Nurchio, Snoot...
See?
You're right. Nurchio, Snoot, a Laser, and Showtime are all in the top 4 of the passport. And we know Showtime's, like, top 4 in this one, too. Snoot still has a chance to be. A Laser still has a chance to be.
So it's a little malicious and it's a little spiteful, but I actually hope Showtime qualifies through and screws everything up for the organizers for hand. There's like a penance for the hand, like running this so confusingly and weirdly.
Yeah, there's 3 people that still have a chance to fuck everything up, basically. So it's kind of likely. I said it when we first noticed this as a problem, was that like with the way that European tournaments seem to be fairly consistent, you know, like Nurture didn't even bother signing up for this one, but still, there's a pretty good chance we're going to have a lot of people that are going to be in both top 4s, and it's going to get really awkward real fast. Because if literally the top 4 is the same in both brackets, thank God for Nurchio being there, what would they even do? I don't know. Anyway. just sit awkwardly. But anyways, a lot of scuffles going around here with some very fragile units. So at any point this could go topsy-turvy, and that's why I mentioned here, while uThermal does have, I guess, a Liberator going over here, it's a lot more about his, once again, late command center. He's trying to be aggressive, but Major's not taking any damage from uThermal being aggressive. He's gonna run away. Liberator is cleaned up with an auto turret, it looks like. Interesting stuff. And Major just, it's like last game. It's not as drastic, I would say, as last game, but it's still 6 workers instead of 9. That's still pretty bad. And I guess this time uThermal has better units and more of them. So that's really where it looks okay for uThermal, is that maybe his Banshee can do something. At least he has a tank count starting to grow. Major with a very greedy 3rd CC might bite him in the butt because the Banshee's on the way. Now he's gonna protect it. Never mind. Viking Raven should go over there. uThermal's gonna push with what he has, which is not much to cover the tanks, basically. Tanks are very important, they can do a lot, but if they're left alone, kind of hard. Major is going mech, by the way.
Yeah, I was actually, where we saw that a little while back was versus Beastie, and the first time he did it looked terrible, but the following day, something overnight, he had figured it out, and now mech seems to work for him in select scenarios. Problem with mech though is you still need build up to it. Either way, we'll see if he can hold on to this first push. There's really not that much threatening into it.
Yeah. Banshee goes in the main base, actually. Not canceling 3rd CC. Maybe a mistake, maybe not. uThermal just pushes right on in here, but there's just not a lot for him to do. He gets the tank with the Banshee in its last breath, but everything has been cleaned up, and 2 tanks can't push. This is cleaned up, easy peasy, and uThermal has managed to even up the worker counts. His 3rd CC is still pretty far behind. His tanks look like they're gonna die here to Hellions. How embarrassing. Ugh. You don't want to be that tank going back home. That's not a hero's welcome. Army supplies are pretty similar. And now we get to see a mech versus bio game, as the game should not end anytime soon. But Major, I'd still put him in a pretty good position to get this like kind of bouncing off point for mech. His production's not quite done where uThermal's is just finished up, but uThermal still has to wait for stim and combat shields. Whoa, he's actually taking this fight. Ooh, wow.
Oh, the Viking's doing a surprising amount of damage.
I think
SCVs get pulled into it too, realizing, okay, this might be a little too much, but the Marines will chase down another one before they go away. Almost a 3rd one.
He either underestimated how many Marines there were,
yes.
confused.
Yeah, and the SCV of the 3rd got picked off, by the way, at the same time by the 1 Hellion in the north.
Oh, that's
so that's a little annoying.
Yeah. Or he thought the auto turret was going to survive longer. Either way, he underestimated something, and or he estimated wrong, and lost his Vikings. Still, though, I mean, he's going to go for Viking controls to replaces them where uThermal is not bothering. He is just going all about that bio production. There's 2 ways to play it. For now, he might be going all bio all the time, but maybe later on, depending on how the game goes, he has on more starports. It's actually... Either way he chooses, it's going to be really tough.
Just want to point out Major's barracks in the top left. If it goes down, he can't build any more factories, so he kind of needs to build whatever factories he needs now.
That's a good point. He's gonna need at least 2 more. 5 fact for 3 base. Ideally 7. Oof. Supply block too. But I didn't think the game was gonna end, and there's bunkers, in fact, everywhere for uThermal. This is not just a bigger army for MajOr, but one that should it get into a good position, and it is getting into a good position, will be very hard to break for uThermal. He just doesn't have enough bio yet. And the bio doesn't have upgrades. A tank goes down, his 3rd CC should survive, but it's going to take a lot of pepper on it. I think MajOr wins this game with this push. Either right now, as uThermal realizes his chances are very low, or in 10 minutes, as uThermal tries desperately for, I guess, yeah, base trade.
I want to stress for the people there that don't really know this. Mech is so goddamn uncommon, and the style MajOr's doing is like not even turtle up and get a crazy mech army. It's this weird like harass with Vikings, poke in here and there. Opposite side of the map, he actually doesn't have the greatest defense. A lot of his tanks are across the map right now.
You
so
did
this
not expect
stim,
this.
yeah, this actually could be huge. Helling's going to come in and take care of the Marines pretty quick. And it's just a couple of Marauders, and unsieged tanks can deal with that. But going back on the point I was making before, like it's just there's not a lot of practice these guys have on it, right? Like 99 out of 100 games versus Terran, it's if not cheese versus other bio.
Yeah. Checking to see what killed so many of uThermal's workers. A Liberator combined with a 3rd CC going down, and while uThermal's counter here, or attempted base trade, whatever you want to call it, was
also made up for it.
Yeah, he definitely didn't make up for it. Maybe if he had stim and pounced a little bit earlier, he'd be killing SCVs right now, but instead it was pushed back, and MajOr, as I said, should be winning this game. uThermal needs a Doom drop. He needs 5 minutes, which MajOr should not be giving him. Yeah. It's really, it's not even just that MajOr went for mech. uThermal has had the worst openers of the two every single time. MajOr went for a standard build, defended well, and got a lead off of it, which is how you assume it will go. But usually this top tier of pro games, right, and uThermal being a very good aggressive Terran, something slips. You mess up against the Banshee, you mess up against the Helling, you mess up against the Reaper. MajOr didn't do any of that, and uThermal has always been in a bad position, a little bit worse, and just keeps on getting worse. This is probably the last time we'll have an even somewhat even army supply.
No one even
But
be close. Look at the
still
Vikings
not
just
great.
slamming the medevacs in the sky. The bio's got nothing they can do. Auto turret soaking the tank shots, killing the tanks right back. His own tank firing freely, and that's gonna be that.
Yep, it's too many tanks. I don't even think you realize how many tanks were back there. GG!
Okay, so MajOr, I guess it's kind of funny. He doesn't have his. Wouldn't MajOr? Hang on, MajOr lives in Mexico, and aren't they gonna have like 8 people local play live at the event?
Yeah.
Why does MajOr have to qualify here? Because I imagine MajOr would easily qualify at that local tryout.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, anyways, this puts MajOr and Showtime as contenders in that first place finish, but that will not play out today. We're not choosing to cast it. That will not play until tomorrow. So the only matches left to play out right now are in the losers bracket up until like I think the round of 8 or so.
Round 8, I was
Round 8, excuse me.
seeing. So that's the finals of the losers bracket as well.
Okay, so we got a few more matches ahead of us still. Not too many left, though, but still some. We'll cast a few more, guys. Today's kind of nice because it's the only thing we're casting, but we've been up for a while. We've been casting for a long time. It's nice to see so many people tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the stream. And I keep forgetting I've got the dick butt thing on. The second I look at it, I start getting all giggly. It was commercial break, guys. We'll try and figure out what we're doing next. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon.